students, how are you? Myself Swati Rawat, Assistant Professor, IMS Ghaziabad University Courses Campus. Today we will be discussing about production analysis. So the question comes, what is production? Production is a crucial aspect of economics that understands the concept or the process of how we are going to transform the inputs into the output so that the consumer can consume it or the consumer can fulfill his demand. As you can see in this image, for example, in first, there are input of mango pulp, sugar and milk. These are the raw materials basically what we are using here, and then we are processing it by mixer grinder so that we can get the final output which is of mango shake. So the same thing happens in production. What we are doing here, we are converting the inputs into the output. There are four inputs majorly that are used in the production process, and they are also known as factors of production. Let's start with the first. The first here you can see there is a garden, or you can say the land where there is a greenery. Actually it's a land which is the first input. Then the second, there are many people who are working in the organization, they are basically the labor. That is the second factor of production. The third is the capital or the machines that we are utilizing for production process. And the last one is the organizer. Let me explain you with an example to make it more easy. For example, I want to start a bakery. I, the person who wants to start the business, who wants to start a bakery, is the organizer or the individual or the entrepreneur who have the idea. That is the fourth one, the organizer, who will get profit in return for running that business. Then the first is land. It's very obvious when I want to start a business, when I want to start a bakery, I need a place where I will start that business. So the first place, that is the first input that I required, is the land where I'm going to start my bakery. In return of land, what I'm going to give them in reward, that is the rent. Then the second one is labor. That means to have the business, I want people who are going to work for it so that my raw material or whatever the process I'm going to do, I will get the return. But how that process is going to happen, that is through people. So the second is labor. Then the third one is the capital. That means the major wealth or the asset that I want in my business. For example, if I talk about the bakery, there might be a chances that definitely I need oven to make anything, either to biscuit or cake, anything which is baked. I need oven, which is a basic capital there. So all these four factors are the input that I am using and that I will be using for sure in my business so that I will be getting the production or the output. Now, the different concepts of production function. Here, the function is representing a relationship between the input and output. If I can say in an easy way, that is that there are basically here what is happening. The output that I am going to get in the production, that is going to be done by using any four factors that we have read earlier. So under production function, it states the relationship between those physical input and output. That functions, that inputs are variable somewhere and somewhere they are not. That we will discuss in these three concepts. So the first one is fixed factor and variable factor. Fixed factor are those inputs that remains constant during the point of, you can say during a period of time. For example, I am having the bakery shop, so my land will be fixed. I'm not going to change my place again and again. So that is constant. The building that I'm renting, that is constant. That means that is the fixed factor. And the machine that I'm using for production, that is fixed. If we talk about the other, that is variable factor, that means there are in production there are certain inputs that is going to be vary according to the situation or the circumstances. For example, there might be chances that during the bakery or at the time of Christmas or at the time of New Year, there might be chances that there will be large demand of those things rather than the usual days. So there might be chances that I'm going to increase my labor accordingly. So that is variable factor. That means that I can change my inputs according to the situation. Then the next concept is short run and long run concept. Under short run concept, it's a time frame period. It usually considered as a time where we suppose if we have only two inputs, so we assumed that the one factor will be constant while the other will be variable. Because we have short duration, so we cannot change our business as such. So that remains constant. While under long run, we assume that whatever the inputs we are using for production, they keep on changing. Then the last concept is level of production and scale of production. If we talk of level of production, we consider here the amount of quantity that we are producing at a particular point of time. It's again a short run concept because here we are assuming that at a particular point of time how much we are able to produce in terms of goods or services. But when we talk of scale of production, under scale of production we assume that there will be changes, there will be changing in the inputs. So what is happening here also, we are assuming the size or the total quantity of production whatever we are producing, but it is within a given time frame. For example, for 1 year we are considering what is our total production. So that's how these concepts come into an existence. Now the law of variable proportion. As we earlier studied about the short run concept, so it is very much comfortable to say here that law of variable proportion is a short run concept. That is, we are already assuming, because a law cannot be made without any assumptions, so we have to make assumptions. So the first assumption that we made here, that is there are only two homogeneous factors, and out of which the one is fixed and one is variable. These are the basic assumptions. There are many more. So the law of variable proportion, also known as returns to a factor, or it is a short run concept. It states that when we are consuming more and more input, which input? The variable one. So if we consume more and more variable unit, what will happen? The marginal product will start increasing, then decreasing, and then it will become negative. How it will be there? Let's go through this table. For example, we have here fixed factor. As we said, there are only two inputs. So here we are having a fixed factor or a variable factor. If you will see here, the fixed factor is constant, which is 1. It remains constant in all scenarios. While under variable factor, the factors keep on increasing 1, 1, 1. That means earlier it's 0, then it's 1, then it's 2. That means there is plus 1 of variable. The one unit is increasing every time. So what is happening here, if you will see under the total product, for example, the total product is increasing. For example, if we were using 1 unit of both, so there was total product of 2. But when we increase the input by 1 unit, so what happens? The total product, the total number of units that we were producing increases to 6. And so on it's 12 and then 16. Now you will see here, when it's increasing, there is a difference of 2, then 4, then 6, then 4. That means it was increasing earlier, and then what happens? It's still increasing but at a diminishing rate. And then afterwards, the total product start decreasing. See, in marginal product, you will see there are 3 stages. This law of proportion is giving 3 stages majorly. The first, which is increasing, as you can see, the marginal product increases by 2, then by 4, then by 6. That means it's increasing. Under stage 2, you will see it's decreasing. That is 4, 2, and then 0. And lastly, what happens? It becomes negative, -4 and -6. The same picture is depicted through here, through the table. Here you will see the total project, the upper unit 1, upper one. The total product is increasing, but it get maximized at point M and then it starts decreasing. The point Q, which is the point of inflection, what it's showing that total product earlier was increasing, but at a point it starts increasing but at a diminishing rate. That's why it's still upward, but it's raising very slowly as than the earlier one. And if you will see here in the marginal product, it starts increasing, then it starts decreasing, and then it becomes negative. So these 3 shows the constant, these 3 stages. Then the next law is law of returns to scale. Returns to scale show a long run concept, which means we are assuming here there are 2 products or the inputs, but these inputs are varying both but in proportionate to each other. So for example, if I am increasing the land by 1 unit, so I am assuming that I am increasing the labor also by 1 unit. But for example, now I increase the labor to 2, that means the proportion is increasing to double. So the labor will be increasing double, so it will be 4. That means the proportionate change should be there. As you can see here, there are 3 stages that comes under returns to scale, that is increasing, constant and diminishing. So what is happening here through the table, if you will see, if for example I increases my input, so the output will increase, but what will happen, the proportionate change in the output will be more as compared to the change in the outputs. And if you will see in second situation, which is the constant returns, here the proportionate change in output will be equal to the output. And under third, the input will increase, and while the output will also increase, but it will be less as the other one. So to conclude, I can say the production analysis helps us to know the different dynamics of our economics. That helps us to recognize the production that will help policymakers, businessmen, economists, so that they can optimize their resources, they can make informed decisions, they can effectively or efficiently utilize the resources, or they can assure the sustainable growth that we are expecting from the business. That's all for today. Thank you so much.